calling for an immediate end to the Department of Education.
Yeah, Wednesday, he called the agency a, quote, big con job.
Joining us this morning to talk about the potential impacts of a shutdown, both here in the Carolinas and around the country, UNC School of Education Associate Professor Ethan Hutt. And Ethan, pleasure to have you on our show. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Okay, before we break down the domino, the trickle-down effect of what could happen from dismantling the Department of Education, sort of help us understand, give us a bird's eye view of what the role of the Department of Education is, specifically with education in North Carolina.
Yeah, so I think it's important to understand that the Department of Education actually started in the 19th century. In 1867, the original Bureau of Education was created for the purpose of collecting information and disseminating information about America's schools. Over time, we've recognized that education plays an increasingly important role in our society, for the economy, for the future of our children. And so over time, we've added responsibilities, which is why there's now not a Bureau of Education, but a whole standalone department. And that department does a bunch of things. Most of the money in education still comes from state and local sources, but the way to think about the federal role and the Department of Education's role is that it directs really important sources of money to specific policy goals and to specific populations of students. So for instance, like special education, English language learners, rural education, high poverty schools, federal money and the Department of Education plays a really important role in directing money and resources to those specific areas of concern.
I think from what we saw, $1.2 billion comes to North Carolina Public Schools for programs like you just mentioned right there. Also, what the Department of Education does, and this is something you've done a lot of research on, the Institute of Education Services, taking a look at what works best, what doesn't work best, because that's how we get better teaching practices. What impact would it have on just studying the way our education system works?
Yeah, this is a critically important point. We often, the way the federal system, or the way our education system is set up in America is that we allow states and local communities to innovate, to come up with new ways to better serve their students, new programs that best serve the needs of those students. And one important role that the federal government plays, and the Department of Education in particular, is it gives researchers money to study those programs and to identify what works best. So for instance, when you have something like a big global pandemic and we're all trying to figure out how best to serve our students, we need time and resources to go into schools and figure out what's working so that we can communicate that to the leaders of the schools of our state so they know how to best serve our students. And so, yeah, the IES, as you referenced, directs money to those things. And they cover a range of topics from, best way to teach reading, best way to serve rural students, best way to improve attendance, which is an issue in our state. All those things are things that the Department of Education directs resources to and helps researchers pair with local districts so that we can get the best information and the best techniques for our teachers and administrators.
So obviously, Ethan, we know there is a divided Congress when it comes to this specific point, right? The GOP says, hey, we're behind President Trump. We think the department needs to be dismantled or at least weakened. The National Assessment of Educational Progress recently showed just 2 weeks ago, this is the nation's report card, that the gap between the higher learning students and the lower learning students, the reading, the math, it's lower than it's been in the last couple of years. So the GOP is saying, hey, look, this is evidence we need to dismantle the Department of Education. Can the states not handle this better possibly than the federal level?
Well, I think it's important to recognize that the states still, so the vast majority of money and the direction of our schools, so issues like curriculum, pay for teachers, all that is set at the state level or the local level. Where the federal government comes in is that I would think of it as it directs resources so that we amplify and augment the work that's being done by individual communities and individual states. So removing the federal role in education wouldn't fundamentally change the day-to-day operations in terms of like which textbooks are selected or how teachers are paid or whether there are charter schools or not. But it would affect the ability of those schools to innovate and study the practices that they're trying to do. It would affect the amount of resources they have to direct toward specific populations of students. So if you're a school that serves socioeconomically disadvantaged students, if you're a school that is trying to launch a new career and technical education program, those are the kinds, if you have a school with special needs students, those are the places where the federal government comes in and allows you to do the things that you would like to do with the resources necessary to do them.
Dr. Ethan Hunt at UNC Chapel Hill, we appreciate you joining us this morning. I'm going to go ahead and put you on the spot. We're going to need you back because there's a lot more to break down. So I'm already agreeing for you that you'll be back on the show at some point. We appreciate it.
I'm here anytime you need me.
Sounds good. Ethan Hunt, thank you so much.